Questions asked number 94. Go ahead and tag someone, share the video. The question at the top of the key tonight: how long does it take for me to get my background check completed? How long does it take to complete a background check? All right, so for those of you who don't know me, I am Angela Cooper. I am a business coach. I help real estate agents increase their income while waiting on buyers and sellers to close. This is one of the platforms we use to create income: broker price opinions. Okay, so that's what we're going to be sharing with you tonight. We have a brand new way of creating income. The new course in the university is Signing Agent Mastery. That's for those who want to create another stream of income with a notary as a notary signing agent. You have to have a notary stamp in order to do that. You have to be a notary public. Okay? All right. If you're watching from YouTube, guys, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. We're always looking for new subscribers over there on YouTube. For those of you who are joining us after the fact, hashtag replay. Make sure that you drop a one in the comment area if you are brand new to Broker Price Opinions, or you're brand new to real estate and you're looking for a way to make some extra income. So tonight's question at the top of the key: how long does it take for a background check? Well, guys, before COVID, it was only taking about 3 to 5 days to get the background check. Now, I have noticed that post COVID, it is taking about 10 days to get your background check. If you have not received your background check in 10 days, no matter where you're getting your background check from, you need to call that company and find out where your background check is. Now, I used to say go to Connect Valuations and do your background check there, because you can use your background check in multiple places like Clear Capital, Box Tour, BPO Fulfillment. If they're asking for a background check, I don't think Protek even asks for a background check. I'm saying Clear Val. It's not Clear Val. It's Valuation Connect. When you get your background through them, you can now take that background over to Box Tour or a BPO Fulfillment, Red Belt, all of those other different companies. You see? So I've been doing my background check here lately from backgrounds online, and I haven't had a problem with anyone accepting it as of yet. But keep in mind, I do very little work for Connect Valuation, so I'm not sure if they'll take that. Okay, but it doesn't matter. Whoever, when I do my background with backgrounds online, and I do mine there because I have to have a background check for notary signing agents as well as the BPO platform. And I seem to not have a problem getting both sides to accept my background check when I do that one, because of the type of background check that it is. Okay. You just have to know that no matter where you get the background check done, if you don't have it back in 5 to 7 days, go ahead and call them and let them know that you have not gotten your background check. I'm now getting my background check from backgrounds online in like 2 to 3 days, literally. So just be sure to follow up, follow up, follow up. And that's what kind of platform Broker Price Opinion is. If you apply for a company and you haven't heard back from them within 2 to 3 days, follow up. Go ahead and send them an email and say, hey, listen, I applied for work with your company doing Broker Price Opinions 3 days ago or 4 days ago, and I have not heard back from anyone as of yet. Can you please check my application and find out what stage it's at this point. Whether it's a background check or a new application, it doesn't matter. The fortune, okay, how about that? The fortune is in the follow up. If you don't follow up, then you're probably not going to be making the same kind of money we're making. Okay? All right. How do I get, question number 2, how do I get accepted as a preferred vendor? How do I get accepted as a preferred vendor? So, guys, the one way that you're going to get accepted as a preferred vendor is that you have to have your scores above a 95%. What is a score? Every time you do a report, it consists of 4 or 5 different credentials. Is it on time? Is it thorough? Do you have a lot of unanswered questions, or uh, are you causing doubt for the quality control specialist? You see, how many errors do you have? How much time are you taking to answer a correction? How good are you at returning clarification responses when they do ask you for a clarification? And how about, how good are you at reviewing your BPO report before you send it in to make sure that you don't create any doubt in the quality control mind? That's why we always stress about commenting, comment. If you have a situation that's going on with your BPO that's beyond the norm or that's unusual, you need to make a lot of comments so they'll know exactly where you're coming from and what angle you're doing your evaluation on. You see? So it's a lot of things that play into you becoming a preferred vendor. Have you been with the company more than 30 days? They're going to give you a score after 30 days. Some give a score after 60. Some give one after 90. It depends on what their scoring technique is. If they're scoring after 90 days, then you certainly not going to become a preferred vendor before your 90 days is up. If they're scoring every 30 days, they're still probably going to make you wait 60 or 90 days before becoming a preferred vendor. Clear Capital will tend to have a monitor on your scores and your time, all of those different things that play a part in you getting in their CME program. They have those highlighted. So whenever you hit those points, it gives them an alert, and now they invite you to be in the program. You see? But everybody don't do it like that. You have to ask. You have to say, hey, listen, Protek, I've been with you for 90 days now, and I'm wondering, do I qualify for the preferred vendors program? And they're going to address that question with you via email. Follow your scoring reports. They send you, like I said, a score every 30, 60 days. Make sure that you know what that score is and make sure that you're working to improve or correct anything that is not putting you at a 95% or above. Okay? Now, some people want to know, well, why is it so important to be a preferred vendor? Do I have to be a preferred vendor? I am creating a platform right now, and one of the questions is, a new person said, you know, one reason why I don't like doing BPOs is because you have to chase the accept button. And if you don't click it in time, then you always miss. I always miss getting a BPO because I don't hit the button in time. If you want to stop hitting that accept button and want them to automatically push the BPO to you, then you want to be a preferred vendor. Preferred vendors get a longer wait time on hitting that accept button because if the BPO pop up and they offer it to you and you're a preferred vendor, it's going to stay there for at least 10 to 15 minutes. You don't have to rush and hit the button. So, yeah, that's just one of the things with BPOs. Yes, you have to chase the money. so to speak, okay? But if you don't hit that button timely, you're never going to get work. Why should I have to keep chasing the button? As a matter of fact, some of these companies probably started a preferred vendors program because I used to complain all the time about chasing the accept button. And then all of a sudden they started this preferred vendors program. I might have had something to do with that. But it just makes sense to me that if I am giving you a good service, I shouldn't have to chase the button all the time. And so that used to be a legitimate repeated complaint for me. I always when I don't have good customer service, I always, so to speak, bring it to their attention. I'm not gonna say that I complain because I'm not a negative Nancy. But you're not just going to keep getting good service from me and not offer me something. You need to offer me something good too. So I used to bring that up all the time, and then all of a sudden, one person get a preferred program, then everybody start getting a preferred program. But you have to ask, okay? I did have to ask, hey, can I be put on your preferred program? I even talked about volume. You know, maybe I could give you a discount on fees if you give me, to report the opportunity first. Okay. And so kind of that's what the preferred program is about. Maybe they drop the fee from $50 to $45, but they give you an opportunity to take 10 to 20 BPOs in one day. Okay, that's a good amount of volume. That's about 400 to $800 that you could make in one day being on a preferred program. They're not going to do that for everybody. Sometimes they have a limit on how many BPOs they will allow you to take based on how much time you have spent working for them. If you're a preferred vendor, they're going to let you take as many BPOs as you can keep up with. I always had my level set at 20 a day. I want to take 20 BPOs a day. What if I got 20 BPOs from two or three companies? Well, I was probably going to be in a little bit of trouble. But if you have the system set up properly, you can certainly handle 20 BPOs in one day. Okay? How do you do that? Go to bpomastery.com and sign up for the system, and you'll see how to set it up to where you can keep up with 20 BPOs a day. Okay? All right, so before we go to question number 3, guys, for those of you who are visiting here on the Facebook page, go ahead and like the page. If you're watching from YouTube, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. For those of you who are visiting after the fact, hashtag replay so we'll know that you were here. And if you're brand new to Broker Price Opinions, or you're a brand new realtor and you're just trying to figure out how to use your real estate license to make some extra money, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comment area. All right, so question number 3, how do I take photos on the subject if there's a locked gate? How do I take photos of the subject if there's a locked gate? When you go to a subdivision, if you're going to a subdivision, a condominium complex, or whatever, always try to wait at least 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, to see if you can follow someone in if there's a locked gate. Don't just get there and say, "Oh my God, there's a locked gate, so I can't do it. How am I gonna get in?" Calling and telling, the person at Clear Capital, "I went out there, but there's a locked gate." You can't do that, okay? Because somebody said, "Do I just call them and tell them it was a locked gate?" No, you're not going to call them. They're looking for somebody that can take initiative and be a self-starter. Figure it out, okay? So you wait on somebody to go into the subdivision and you just follow them in there. Okay? Sometimes I even make a U-turn like I'm leaving out. If I see somebody in my rear view mirror that's coming to that subdivision, I'll go ahead and make a U-turn like I'm leaving. And as soon as they hit that gate, I flip a U and go right behind them. Okay? However, don't be there 20 or 30 minutes trying to get in. If you have sit there 5 or 10 minutes and nobody's coming, it might be, in the middle of the day when the children are at school or something like that, and nobody's going in and out. Everybody's gone to work or whatever. So if that be the case, then you're gonna take a photo of the locked gate. Okay, take a photo of the locked gate, but be sure that you still do your up up and down the street. Your left view of the street, your right view of the street, your front of the subject is the locked gate. You can maybe even take a picture of the little pad, the keypad where you key in the numbers. That could be your side view. You could take two pictures of that and make that your side view. But you have to show them that you did try to get in and it was a locked gate. You can also, with your locked gate, if you see any photos on Google Maps or maybe even a previously listed photo of the property, you can say, I found a photo of the property on MLS from 1997. However, that was a locked gate and I was not able to get in. So you can show all of that. You have to put that in your comment area, and you're still going to get paid for going out there. But you have to get the street sign. You have to get the street view, left and right, and you also should try to get another property to show maybe like an across the street view or something like that. Okay? Get as many pictures as you can get to maybe show what the subdivision look like. If it's a condominium complex and the gate is locked and you don't see any evidence of any type of fires or anything like that that's taking place, you can use the building as your side building view, your side view. And also, you can use another condominium, like if they're attached properties, as a front view and let them know that the locked gate. But this is a front view of how they're all the same. You see, it says, Jaime said, book a showing if you can within that gated. That's right, Hyman. You can also do that. So that becomes an issue though, Jaime, with them having to do a little research before you go out. That's always good to do, especially I always try to Google map my subject so I can see, what am I looking for? Okay. But yeah, also, if you notice when you do your research before you go out that it's in a gated community, you can schedule, like if there's a listed property in that community, you can schedule a showing for the property that's listed. It may not be your property, but once you get the information, sometimes they'll give you a gate. And Jaime, that's how I have a lot of gate codes in my phone. Like in my iPhone, I have a notepad with gate codes, and every community that's gated in my area that I know that I go visit all the time, I have a gate code for it. So if you ever get a gate code for a community that has a locked gate, make sure you keep a record of it, because then the next time you have to go there, you can just use the same gate code. You see? Most of the time, they don't change the gate code. Very rarely, right, Jaime? Very rarely do they change. I still have gate codes from years ago, and they still work. You see? So that's another way. That's a good point, Jaime, is to research before you go out there. And if you find that the community is gated, go ahead and get a showing code, from MLS or showing time or whoever. And sometimes, showing time will make you wait until you get out there at the property and then put the code in. And you can do that as well. It's just that when it comes time for you to, give some feedback on your showing, you have to say, well, I waited at the gate, but my client didn't show up. Whatever you want to say, but at least you were able to get in and go get a picture of your subject property. You see? But if you're not able to get inside the gate, again, just make sure you take a picture of the locked gate and make sure you take a picture of the keypad. But also take a picture of the street sign and both street views and maybe the neighborhood across the street because they're going to want to know, did you get all of that? You see? Question number 4. Okay, now this is a good question. I've gotten this question from a couple of new people, all right, that's in the group. When you go to Protek and you apply for Protek, they give you a test, okay? The test is like 11 or 12 questions. Somebody asked me, how can I help them? Uh, do I have a study sheet for the Protek test? Okay. No, but I do have a cheat sheet in the mastery program for the Protek test. So if you are in the mastery program, you should have a cheat sheet for that. Okay. But no, I don't have a study test for the I don't have a study sheet for the Protek exam. But if you're a mastery student, you automatically get the cheat sheet for the Protek test. Okay? All right. So that's just something you just gotta. Here's what I do. Whenever I go to a platform and they have a lot of questions and they have a test, they have an exam, I always take a copy, screenshot each question as I'm doing the exam because if I don't pass it, I'm going to retake that exam. But before I retake that exam, because I have a snapshot of all the questions, each question, I'm going to go and research it on YouTube or somewhere. You see? Google it. You can get the answers like that. And I know that there's not a question number 5, but I did have this question a couple of times from some new people that are in the group. They wanted to know if I had a payment plan for the BPO Mastery course, okay? Or did I have a discount? And yes, I do give a discount, but it's probably like twice a year. I think Black Friday we do something, and maybe in the middle of the summer we do a special for the program. But I used to, the reason why I don't do a payment plan, and I will consider doing it. So, and I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna try it again, okay? So you guys that want to get in, but you want to make installments, I'll do 2 installments is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna do 2 installments. But if I have people that are downloading the entire program and don't pay, you can't do that. So what happened was I was having people that was going through the program and they were only making 1 installment. It was 3 installments. And they would make 1 installment, but they wouldn't pay the other 2 installments. So that stopped me from doing installment payments. Okay. But I am willing to try it again, okay, with 2 payments. But you have to make both payments, guys. One bad apple don't spoil it for the rest of the people because if I start getting a lot of people that applying for the 2 installments and then they make 1 installment and they don't make the other one, well, then it'll go back to no installments again. You see? So I'm willing to try it again, okay? But don't ruin it for everybody else. I'll just say that. And when I'm gonna do it, I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna try to get it done this week because I know I've had the question now uh, several times within the last month. I've had a lot of people to ask me that. Angela and I say the trainer and Miss Cooper is valuable. Sacrifice and pay in full. Yes, absolutely. Oh yeah, yeah, Superior. It will be more than the regular course. Now that is true. I'm thinking with the installment plan, it's gonna be about 450 or something like that. I don't know. It's gonna be an extra $75 or something like that. I did it. I did the numbers on it. I think it's either gonna be 425 or 450. So yes, you will have to pay extra for the installment plan, but you still have to make good on both payments. You see, I won't do it for more than two payments. That's totally out the question. Okay. Somebody asked me, can I do it four payments like PayPal? You know what? I did call PayPal and see if I could get a special link for the four payments, but I haven't gotten a response yet. So there may be a way that you can do four payments if you click the PayPal button. Okay. But I think the way that mine is set up, even if you click the PayPal button, I'm not sure if it's based on my button or if it's based on your PayPal account. That's what I've been trying to find out. So I don't have that answer for you, the person that wanted four payments, but I definitely will not be making four installments on my particular side. Okay? Two is the max I'm going to go. And hopefully, I won't have too many people being deceptive with just making one payment and getting my whole program. That's not going to happen. Not too often. All right. So, any more questions while we are live tonight? Any more questions while we are live tonight? If they want to do PayPal for payments, you would have to have a PayPal option on my end, Superior. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna check with PayPal and see if I could get the API code in order to for them to have that option to make four payments with PayPal. But I know for sure that think if it does not offer four payments. If there are any more questions, go ahead and drop your questions in the comment area. I'll try and get an answer for you real quick. If not, you can still ask questions after the fact. Hashtag replay. Go ahead and ask your question, and I will get the question answered for you within 24 hours. Okay? All right, guys, y'all have an amazing week. Let's go get this money, okay? And for those of you who are interested in the notary signing area, just go ahead and do the review on the ebook. I put some information out there today, hopefully, so you can see what's included in the ebook and the program uh, for notary signing agents as well. How do you run comps for rural areas? You run them the same way you run comps for suburban. The only difference is in rural areas, you get to go out further. You can go out. They ultimately, their sweet spot is 5 miles. You can go up to 5 miles. But if you don't have any properties that is comparable to your subject within 5 miles, you can go out 10 miles, 15 miles. I really try not to go more than 15 miles, but also you can go back 365 days, okay, and up to 10 to 15 miles in distance. But make sure that you go back for 365 days, 1 year, not more than 1 year, okay? And also change the parameters on your square footage, okay? If you, Superior, I think you're in the mastery program. If you're in the mastery program, you have a cheat sheet for all of that on how to change your parameters and have the better settings so that you can go back on hard to find comps, okay? The cheat sheets will take you a long way when you're trying to find hard to find comps, okay? Yep, they're in there. Look at the adjustments. The cheat sheet for adjustment, it just spells it out. Every square footage, it gives you, to play with how much room to play with. And the year built, you can always go back on your soul comps anywhere about 20 years backwards. And you could go 20 years forward on rule too if you have hard to find comps. You see? But as far as the trying to go forward, they really like for you to stay within 5 to 10 years on newer comps. You see? All right. Hopefully that helps. But go out as far as you have to on rule. Rule is just that rule. Okay. But one thing you got to watch on your rule comps, superior, is that you got to make sure that if your subject is in a HOA, that your comps are in a HOA because they will call you out on that. A lot of rural properties are not in a HOA, but nowadays, they are making rural properties in that are within a HOA. They have HOA restrictions. So just make sure that if your subject is not in a HOA, that your comps are not in a HOA, vice versa. You see? Yeah, because they will call you out on that for sure. All right. So I think we got all the questions answered. You guys have an amazing week, and I will see you all on the next one. Okay? All righty.